I will ask if a citizen or a council member wishes to have any specific item removed from the consent agenda for discussion prior to a vote. The items on tonight's consent agenda include the approval of the work session regular meeting minutes of June the 25th, 2019, approval of the expenditure vouchers of July the 9th, 2019, approval of a renewal fermented malt beverage off-premises liquor license for Good to Go stores on South Broadway, the approval of a renewal fermented malt beverage off-premises liquor license for Good to Go stores located on West Main Street, and approval of a renewal tavern liquor license for the Cortez Elks Club. At this time, is there anybody in the audience or on council that would like to see any of those items tabled? All right. In that case, may I have a motion, please?
Honorable Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. As presented, not presented. It's catchy, whatever it is. With the addition of $68,243.84.
Second.
Lucero.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Betts. Aye. Noyes.
Aye.
Levy.
Aye.
Sheik.
Aye. There are no presentations. At this time, is there a citizen in the audience that would like to address council on any matter not on the agenda? Please state your name and address.
Susan Weizak, 27933 Road E, Dolores. I am the Dolores Chamber of Commerce Manager, and I am planning Escalante Days this year. And that's happening August 9th to 10th, Friday and Saturday. We're actually doing a two-day event this year. And so Friday, we're going to start with the CrossFit competition. So I'm inviting you guys to show up there. We're going to be doing some food contests. We're going to do a kids bike parade and a bike rodeo that the Dolores Rotary Club is going to be giving away helmets and 10 free bikes to kids via drawing. And then we're doing a street dance party on Friday night. Saturday is the Escalante Day Parade, the bike race. We're going to have lots of different contests like watermelon eating contests, chainsaw contests, water balloon, arm wrestling, things like that. So one thing that we're adding this year, which I am officially inviting you to, is an inter-town council tug of war contest. I've already talked to the Dolores Town Board, and I have 5 people out of the 7 that are going to be participating, and they are challenging you to also have 5 people show up, and then I'm going to Vegas and Bell Creek as well, and inviting their town councils for a tug of war contest.
How much health insurance do you have?
So if you gather any money between you, what we're going to try to do is say $10 a person, and whoever wins the tug of war will be able to give it to their charity of their choice. Okay.
Can we send a proxy?
So I am making the official invitation to you, and I have the schedule for Escalante Days if you'd like to look at it as well.
Oh, can we have a substitute? Like, if I get a substitute for somebody?
Other questions that you may have?
I have none. Thank you for the update.
Guys, we need to make t-shirts. Oh, yeah. T-shirt time. Oh, yeah.
All righty. Is there anybody else that would like to address council and throw down the gauntlet? All right, we have no public hearings tonight and no unfinished business. The first item of new business is an out-of-the-city water tap. Phil.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, good evening. I'm here to present an application for an out-of-city water tap located at 10762 Montezuma County Road 26, which is where North Mildred ends and the county road starts, as requested by the owner, Wida Vincent. In this packet, you have the letter of application, the contract for the out-of-city water tap, the pre-annexation agreement, aerial map, and site map. So, background on this is, we have on occasion allowed for owners located outside the city to purchase water from us, water taps. That's why we have it worked into our fee structure. And for this specific residential tap, a 3/4 inch water inside the city is $5,566. There's a 50% additional charge, which brings the total to $8,349. This property was researched, and it was found that there was a mobile home located on this property at one time. It's in the applicant's letter. There was an old cistern on the lot, but the owners are not sure whether water was supplied to the property by the cistern or directly from 10756, which is the adjoining or adjacent property. They were in co-ownership. They were owned together at one point. So these easements record on the property for a sewer line and a shared use driveway. In addition, a variance for the setback requirements of 50 feet was approved by the Montezuma County Commissioners on May 7, 2019. Ms. Vincent has submitted a letter of application, signed the out-of-city water service agreement, the pre-annexation agreement, and as required for consideration of this service. We have researched the area. We have the ability to tap into existing mains. We service out-of-city taps both north and south of this location. This site is located about 600 feet north of Animas Street on the east side of 27. And we have, like I said, as I said, we have water taps north and south of this location that are already existing. And we can obviously have enough water to serve them. So pressure flow and supply. Again, the alternatives for the council is you can approve the application. Look for this address. You can approve the application stating any conditions, or you can table the application or clearly deny it, stating your reasons. And of course, Public Works recommends that this application be approved as submitted.
Ms. Council, have any questions?
I do. I guess maybe I'm a little confused. Who pays this $8,000, the city or her?
The owner, the property owner, ma'am.
And we've done this on a regular basis before they sign a pre-annexation agreement.
I think we did it last year, the year before, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just it's not a regular, but it's a common occurrence.
Well, and the property's not that far away, so it's not like you're...
No, not at all, ma'am. And Montezuma County Water does not, or Montezuma Valley Water Company does not have a main in proximity here. That's why we've sold out-of-city taps going up towards Rodale, because there is no available main for them to tie into.
Okay, well, that was the question that I had. Why is she coming to the city instead of going elsewhere? It's because is the city the only...
Proximity of water mains, yes,
It's a
ma'am.
long ways away.
All right, were there any other questions?
I have none.
In that case, may I have a motion, please?
Honorable Mayor, I make a motion to approve the application for a 3/4 inch out-of-city water tap request and pre-annexation agreement for the property located at 10762 Montezuma County Road 26, also known as North Mildred Road, as submitted by Oyuda Vincent, with the stipulation that the applicant install and approve the backflow prevention device.
Second.
Did I pronounce the name correctly? I'm sorry.
It's Wida.
Wida, I'm sorry.
Aye.
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 Aye. You got your tap. All right. The Red Point final payment, Mike?
This has been dragging on for quite some time. Almost as long or longer than it took to do the project. We were involved in what was called a Rule 106 appeal, and then the two of the subcontractors who hadn't been paid intervened because the city was holding about $126,000 final payment from Red Point. Red Point had some problems paying off its subcontractors, and to the best of my knowledge, did not pay everyone off in full. The money we were holding They settled with the two that had intervened. It was PAP and Daniels Concrete. I do not know for how much. PAP had also sued the city, saying that we had made promises to make sure they got paid. And what happened was the judge dismissed the 106 appeal because it wasn't really what was supposed to be appealed. A decision by Ken Torres isn't a quasi-judicial appealable decision. And he let the interveners, Pap and Daniels and Red Point, sort of work their way through things while we sat on the sidelines. We've gotten to a point where everybody is settled out. The city is still holding retainage. The 95,000 represents the 126,000 less our liquidated damages for them not finishing the contract on time, as I recall, and whatever else we might have suffered. The contract says you get so much a day, and that's what we had earned. And so I'm looking for you to authorize a check in the amount of 95,503.18 as final payment on that project. What will happen then when we get the check, everybody will dismiss us. I think I saw that come across my desk today. And then Red Point will dismiss us once they get the check. And then a pleading to that effect's been filed with the court outlining the process.
Any questions, council?
So once this is over, this is done, then we're completely done.
We're done after this. Once we give Action Direct their check for the 95,000, we are done.
What happens to the money that's all the late charges and stuff, you know?
I guess I don't understand your question.
31,000.
Well, you said since, you know, they didn't get their money within so long, so much.
Well, that $31,000 is the damages for that. That goes to the city. The city keeps that, if you will. We don't have to pay it to them.
Okay.
It's an offset to the final payment.
Is there still, Mike, are there still going to be subcontractors that will not get paid after the money is allocated to Red Point or this final payment? I know that's kind of out of our hands.
It's out of our hands, and I don't know, but it's very possible. It's also very possible that Daniels and Pap didn't get paid in full. They settled, so I don't know.
Those were the last two?
Those were the only two that filed claims and went to court. There was probably 5 or 6 or 8, varying from 5,000 up to 100 and some thousand in claims. We didn't have enough retainage that everybody would get paid off.
Right, I knew that, and I know that to a larger extent isn't part of the deal for us. But I can't help be concerned for local businesses that might have still been slighted by Red Point.
And I think Mr. Johnson might have a comment.
I just want to interject that all of the work the subcontractors did, we paid for in full.
Yeah.
Plus their markup.
Right, yeah.
But Red Point didn't necessarily pay them. And the way the contracts are written, we have no privity with the subcontractors, so we really don't have any direct obligation to them. And it's important we not assume one, or we'd have ended up paying twice in this situation. Red Point once, and then the subs again as well, if we had gotten more involved than we did.
Yeah. Lessons learned.
All right, any other questions?
I was going to say 31,000. I thought it'd be more than that from all the time spent out there.
Well, liquidated damages are a daily amount, and you don't get the actual damages if you get liquidated damages, because the liquidateds are supposed to be enough. And so we we didn't sue them for more money, which is where we'd have had to go. There was perhaps a legal question, would we have been in the same place as the two interveners and got a pro rata share instead of the 31,000? In other words, there wasn't enough money, I think, to even pay off Daniels and Pap in full. And it got even less when we took 31,000 off the top and reduced it to 95.
I know it was a very long and arduous process, but we did charge them for every single day past the contract date to substantial completion.
This was not a pleasant experience for the city. I'm just going to put it that way, okay? The only good thing was we didn't spend a lot of money because the plaintiff and the interveners went off and duked it out. And we weren't really at risk the way the judge set things up of having to pay more money. But we did get sued by one of the subs to pay them because of perceived promises made. And so I think this is good, and I'd ask council to make a motion to authorize payment.
Any other questions, comments?
I have none, thank you.
We have a motion, please.
Your Honorable Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the final payment of $95,503.18 to Red Point Action Direct for the completion of the Paradise Village project.
Second that.
Betts,
Aye.
Noyes,
Aye.
Lucero,
Aye.
Carlson,
Aye.
Levy,
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, this next item is a quasi-judicial item, which is the renewal of a tavern liquor license for Angels Inn Zone. I'd like to remind council that if any member has discussed this topic with anyone prior to this evening, that you please disclose those conversations so that determination can be made as to whether or not you should participate in the discussion and subsequent vote on this matter. Anyone?
Angels End Zone is up for renewal. The staff, just so it's right out in front, is recommending you renew the license. We don't want to impede the renewal in any way, but there was a sales tax question, and that has been resolved, and in trying to keep you guys informed about what's been going on. The licensee, Angels, has been making regular payments, getting caught up. They've formalized the agreement, is my understanding, on paper. And so that having been resolved, staff is recommending we move forward and approve their renewal.
Any questions, council?
Isn't, is there part of Angels that is out of the city limits?
Actually, we did an agreement with the county where it's the city liquor license, the city provides law enforcement, the city got that little piece of county for purposes of Angels being able to get a liquor license. They might not have had to have two licenses. There was a joke when it opened up, well, where are you going to put the cash register, in the county or in the city? And so we negotiated with the county in an MOU that it's our benefit and our problem, and you guys administer everything. It's for all practical purposes, for purposes of a liquor license, it's in the city.
Would it benefit us, would it benefit the city at all to have that small portion annexed to the city? Or is it such a, non-starter as far as the conversation's concerned that?
The city is pretty close to the western boundary to Broadway. I want to say it's 100 feet or less or more, a little bit more. It's a bigger question than just Angels out there. And it involves water and a developer. We've in the past had conversations, but it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
All right, any other comments?
I don't have any.
May I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve a renewal tavern license, liquor license for an A&S LLC, DBA Angels Inn Zone located at 309 North Broadway, Cortez.
Second.
Carlson.
Aye.
Levy.
Aye.
Noyes.
Aye.
Keel.
Aye.
Lucero.
Aye.
Betts.
Aye.
Sheik.
Aye.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Phil.
Letter of support for the Colorado Wilderness Act of 2019. John, please.
I wish I had something more to add to this, but I can't even find it in my email. What I included in your packet was the essentially, I just cut and paste what the Congresswoman had requested and put that in your memo, and I did not go and do any more research on this Colorado Wilderness Act of 2019. So, other than what was put in your packet, I don't have anything more to add.
Are there any questions, council?
Tons of them.
I don't know.
What'd you say, sir?
I said tons of them.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I would really like to know exactly what they're proposing before we really get involved with the letter, because there's been so much controversy over all wilderness acts and stuff in the last few years that I wouldn't be comfortable with a letter that I don't know exactly what it's about.
Sue, if you would like, I pulled up the House of Representatives bill that I can forward to your email. There's also a Denver Post article that sort of hits some of the bullet points that I can send you the link to.
can you share those?
Yeah, I'll share with everyone, but I see it just generally seems like it's a land preservation conservancy type issue. There's, my understanding is that there's certain areas that they'd like to put under I'm paraphrasing, but a conservancy to keep those lands from being overdeveloped. But yeah, I can send those two links to everybody for them to review. So
I don't need them. I'm
No?
fairly well
Okay.
versed on what it
And
says.
page 39 has a pretty good synopsis of what it does.
great.
Yeah, we have
And
we have pretty good background right here on it.
39.
And some of these areas are in our area, the Cross Canyon, McKenna Peak, Snaggletooth, Weber, Menifee, are for wilderness protection. I think they would benefit our area.
Are there any other questions?
I don't have any.
I have none.
Could I have a motion, please?
Madam Mayor, I make motion to authorize the mayor to sign a letter of support for the Colorado Wilderness Act of 2019 as requested by Congresswoman DeJette.
Second?
Baby,
Aye.
Keel,
Aye.
Carlson,
Hi.
Montero,
Nay.
Beth,
May.
Roy,
Nay.
Keith.
Aye. All right, we have no draft resolutions or ordinances, no other items of business at this time. Is there a citizen that would like to address council? Okay. City attorney's report, there is none. City manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just have two things. If the council members think of anything more that they would like brought up to the COG board, please email me up until early Friday morning. I will check my email as I'm sitting there being bored, but anything you would like more brought up, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to bring that up to the COG board. The other thing I have is the window in my office will be replaced. Apparently, the speculation is that somebody shot a BB gun from the park and it hit my window.
Oh, shoot.
My thought was the mayor was in my office and they were shooting at her. And so sometime either over the weekend or I saw it first on Monday afternoon, so sometime, and I turned it in this morning and it's going to be replaced, but just thought council should know.
Is it going to be bulletproof glass this time?
I hope not.
You hope not? I hope not. All right. City council committee reports. Has anybody been to a meeting?
I have. I attended the golf advisory for Mr. Keel. It was on a beautiful patio at 7 a.m.
Did they
Very
serve
nice.
breakfast?
No breakfast, but luckily I hit Maverick and was like 2 minutes late because I had a coffee, so it worked out nice. They talked mostly about the tree removal. It sounds like the tree removal, I know we got a little bit of a little primer on it. It sounds like the trees are really, especially some of those bigger elms, are really doing some havoc to some of the greens areas. It sounds like they have a really great remediation plan in place to take care of that, and they actually are doing replacement trees to try and offset the loss of those things. They also have they have all the information about doing the memorial flagpole with the bricks that they can do the donations and buy for. One of the issues that came up, and I'll just disclose it right here, because I might have spoken out of turn, where they said, well, we're not sure what the money's going to fund. And I said, well, surely if they donated to the golf, it would go right back to the golf, which I realized I probably shouldn't have said, which is why I'm telling all of you here, because immediately the Parks Rec was like, oh, yeah, it should go back to golf. So maybe boo-booed there, but that's okay. And then also they did talk about the need to perhaps build buffer fences around the porta potties on the greens. Some of them are in plain view of people's backyards. And so people look out their window and they see LePew, and they've asked for perhaps maybe some nice hedgery that would cover that, so they don't have to look at people going to the bathroom out their back door. That's the golf board. I know.
Thank you for filling in for me.
Aren't you sorry you missed that?
Yeah.
I actually got an offer to ride around the course next time, so I might take him up
Wow,
on it. He's like,
they've-
you've never been on the golf course?
They've
I was
never
like,
offered me that.
my friends got married there once, and I went out 5 feet, so I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll get the VIP treatment next
Yeah,
time.
right? But thank you for filling in for me. I do
Sure.
appreciate it.
All right. Any other committee reports? Anybody? All right, report from the workshop. We spent some time discussing marijuana regulations. We have some current marijuana business owners that would like to begin offering, producing their own infused products, food, edible products. And so City Attorney Mike Green is going to look into what would be necessary to develop a regulation covering that. We spent some time also with Mike talking to us about his replacement when he is unavailable to appear in municipal court, and he's got a plan in place to take care of that. And then finally, we spent some time talking about the Southwest Colorado Council of Governments, types of regional projects that we personally as a municipality would like to see the organization begin to focus on in addition to broadband. Other than that, is there anything else for the good of the city? Nope. I got you out of here before 8.
Thank you.
You can still do something outside, it's still light. You're gonna go and go to bed.
Never once in my life.
Oh, my.
When I was in law school.